This video tutorial will walk you through using the Hootsuite social media dashboard so you can manage your Twitter account. The Hootsuite dashboard has been specially designed to help you listen, engage and measure all of your social media activity from one place, and it can really help save you time. So first of all, we need to add your social media network to it. To add your Twitter account, if you go to Add Social Network, you can see you have several choices. You can add Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, Foursquare, WordPress and Mixi. For the purposes of this video, we're going to add Twitter. So click Connect with Twitter. Hootsuite will then ask you to authorize Hootsuite to use your account, so it's good to have your password and username handy so you can enter them in these boxes and then click authorize app. Once you do that, it will add your Twitter account to the Hootsuite dashboard. I've already added mine, so we'll go ahead. Once you've added your Twitter account, you need to go and add some streams. What that does is it pulls in different things from your actual Twitter account so you can see them within your Hootsuite dashboard. You can add streams from this section and you can see the different streams it will allow you to add. Your home stream, which is basically your newsfeed on Twitter. Your app mentions tab, where you can see where people are mentioning you by your Twitter username. A retweets tab, so you can see when people are retweeting things you post. Things like your sent tab, so you can see which tweets you've sent out. Those are just an example of a few of those. You can also add Twitter streams from this box, the add stream box. So if we go and click on that, we'll add some of the general streams to the Hootsuite dashboard. If you've got more than one account attached to Hootsuite, you'll need to select the network that you want to add to. So in this box you can see all of the different streams that we can add. You definitely want to go ahead and add your home feed, which is all of the tweets from people that you're following on Twitter. And you can see as we click the add button, the stream appears within the Hootsuite dashboard. We'll add a mentions tab, so we can see when people mentions us by our Twitter username. Sent tweets, so we can see what tweets we've sent. And scheduled tweets. And that stream is going to show the tweets we scheduled to go out at a later time and date, which we'll go into a little bit later. So you can see we've added 4 streams: the home feed, the mentions tab, the sent tweets and a scheduled tweet stream. From within these streams you can actually comment, reply and retweet directly from in them. You don't actually have to be on Twitter to do that. So for instance, if we look at the home feed, if we scroll down and hover over a tab, I can see I have several options. I can reply to a tweet, I can retweet the tweet, I can send this person a direct message, or I can reply to everybody that's mentioned in the tweet. I can also favourite the tweet, and I can send it by email to someone. If we want to reply to this tweet, you just click on the reply button and you can see it populates the compose message box with that person's @username, so you can just add your message and then click send. If we want to retweet the tweet, click the retweet button. If you just want to tweet it out straight as it is, you can just go ahead and click yes and it will retweet it. Or if you want to edit the tweet or actually schedule the retweet to go out at a later date, you can just click edit. Again, it will populate the compose message box with that tweet, so you can remove words or you can add your own comments to it and then click send. There are some other streams you can add to your Hootsuite dashboard. You may want to do a search for specific keywords. Here you'll see the little magnifying glass. If you click on it, it will enable you to do a quick search. So for instance, if I was say I was an accountant and I wanted to search for tweets that had the words tax return, just put in tax return. And if you are searching for two words, a specific phrase, if you put speech marks around the whole phrase, it will search for tweets that have both words within it rather than ones that just have tax or just have return in them. So we put in tax return. If I want to get tweets that include the word tax returns all over the world, I would just click enter. Or if I wanted to get them tweets that include the words tax return that are close to my geographical location, you just click this button here and you'll get those narrowed search results. So we'll just go ahead and click enter tax return, and you can see here I'm getting tweets that include the words tax return in them. If I'm getting some decent search results in there and the things I may want to interact with, I can click save as stream, select the account I want to save it to, and there you can see it directly in the Hootsuite dashboard. So if I logged out of Hootsuite and went back in tomorrow, this stream would have updated itself so I could see new tweets with the words tax return in them. So I'll just delete that for the moment. You can also do searches from the add stream tab as we did before. So if we click add stream, you'll see a few options. The search tab, you can do the same search query from in there. So again, I would just put in tax return. If I wanted to do it geographically, I can click on this little button and it will give me local tweets, or just leaving it will give me tweets from all over the world. Click add stream and you can see that stream is right there within the Hootsuite dashboard. If we go back to add stream, you'll see another option in here, keyword. So when we did the search term, it was only one phrase we were searching for, and that was the only one that would show up in the stream we had. A keyword search allows you to add up to 3 different words or phrases, and they will all show up within that stream. So for instance, if you were a vet and you wanted to search for tweets that had cat, dog and rabbit, and click add stream, you can see that we've got a stream here that's going to show us tweets that include the words cat, dog or rabbit. So we don't actually have to take up 3 streams with that. We can do it all from in one stream, which could be quite useful. Again, going back to the add stream section, you can also add your Twitter lists to the Hootsuite dashboard. So if we click on the lists tab, if you have created any lists in your Twitter account, and Twitter lists make it really easy to filter out the noise. If you're following quite a lot of people on Twitter, you may only want to concentrate on people that are really important to you at that moment. So for instance, prospects or your networking colleagues. So if you've created a list for those specific people, you can add them to your Hootsuite dashboard just by clicking on one of these. So if I wanted to add publications, my list of publications from Twitter, just click on that and then add stream, and you can see that stream is added right to the Hootsuite dashboard, so I can follow that list from in there. You also had a couple of other options in the lists section. Those were the lists I had created myself. You can also add lists you subscribe to on Twitter in just the same way, or you can go ahead and create a new list right within the Hootsuite dashboard and add that stream to it, and then you can add people to it as you go. The really useful thing I find about Hootsuite is the scheduling capability. If you want to get noticed on Twitter, it's probably no good just doing one tweet every couple of days. You really need to be tweeting quite often throughout the day, you know, maybe once an hour between 9 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock at night. That doesn't mean you've got to run back to your computer every hour to compose a new tweet. You can actually schedule it within Hootsuite, select the time and the date that you want it to post, and then just leave it to do the work for you. So for instance, if I wanted to schedule a blog post, this is one I made earlier. So if I want to post this, 2 creative ways to find ready-made Twitter lists, I would just type the text into the compose message box. 2 creative ways to find ready-made Twitter lists. You can also add a link to the tweet, which is quite useful. So if I copy the link from there and then post it into the add link box and then shrink it, you can see here I'm going to get a shorter link, and you'll see it is what they call an OWLY link, ow.ly, and I'll show you why that's useful in a little bit. I may also add a hashtag to it, so we'll put Twitter tip. Now I don't want that to go out immediately, I want to schedule it to go out, say, tomorrow. So you click on the little calendar, choose a date. Choose tomorrow's date. You could actually go ahead and schedule it for October, November, whenever you wanted that to go out. So you'll schedule it for tomorrow. I can choose the time I want it to go out, say 11:30 AM, and then I can click schedule. And you can see in the scheduled tweet stream that tweet is ready to go out on September the 28th at 11:30. If when it comes to it tomorrow morning I decide I don't want that tweet to go out, I can just delete it, or if I want to change something I can just click edit and it'll bring that tweet up in the edit box so I can change it. There's also an option within the compose message box when you click the scheduling option to auto schedule your messages. So if you do that, it means Twitter will pick what it thinks is the optimal time for your message to go out. You may want to try both ways and see what works best. Also within the compose message box, you can see you can attach an image or a file to it. So if you wanted to attach a photo to your tweet, you would just click on the little paper clip and then click on the right account. Select files to upload, and then just choose something from your own computer to actually upload to that. You can also add your location if you think that's important to the tweet. Always make sure to select the right account if you've got more than one in there. Add the location if you feel that's necessary. You can also choose to target it to certain countries. So for instance, if you are an exporter to different countries, you may have a tweet that you only want to go to a specific country. So you could actually choose that specific country from within here, and that tweet would just go out to just be visible to that country, which could be quite useful. This little lock here is a privacy option. So if you're using Hootsuite for a social media network that has privacy options, such as Facebook, Google+, or LinkedIn, you could choose that and select the privacy option from there. So for instance, to make it public or just visible to specific friends or circles if you're on Google+. You also have the option to set a tweet up as a draft or a template. So if it's a tweet that you think you might want to use quite often, it's worth setting it up as a draft. So if I wanted to set up a blog post as a draft, if I want to send this, if I think I want to send this link to this blog post out on a frequent basis, which is always a good idea to do, to send your blog post out more than once, I can save it as a draft. 2 ways to find ready-made Twitter lists. Again, we can put the link in and shrink it. Put our hashtag in, and then clicking this little file icon will actually save that message as a draft. So when I come into Twitter next week and I think, oh, I want to link to that blog post again, just so everybody gets a chance to read it, go into my compose message box, click on the little drop down, and you'll see any tweets you've saved as drafts in this section. Then you can go in, bring it up there again, ready to retweet when you want it to go out. So that's quite a handy thing to do if you've got a few things that you might want to go out on a regular basis, say blog posts or tweets about an event that you're going to be doing. You may want to set them up as drafts, and then you can use them for easy access to tweet out again. Just take that out. Now when we created the tweet and we put the hourly link in, that's really useful because it allows you in Hootsuite to actually track how many clicks that link's getting, which can be very handy, because if it's not getting any clicks, then maybe your tweet's not really interesting, or the words you're using around the tweet aren't compelling enough for people to click on it. If that tweet is getting lots of clicks, you know you need to do more of those types of tweets. So to see how people are clicking on your links, the sidebar here, click on Analytics, and you have several options. Some of them you'll need to have a pro account to use them, or an enterprise account, but for the free account the hourly quick click summary is available to you, and it's very useful. So to set up an hourly click report, you just click on that, again choose the network that you want to create the report for, and then just click create report. And then what you get is, if we click on one I've already prepared, my hourly click summary, you get something that looks like this. You can see how many people are clicking on your tweets in this little graph here. You can see where in the world people are clicking on your tweets, and you can see which sites people are using to click on your tweets. So for instance, if you've used that same hourly link for Twitter, for Facebook, for LinkedIn, it would show up here which ones were being clicked on. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the date range on here so you can get a better idea. So we'll use 1st of August to the 26th of September. Click apply. And now we can see that there's a decent graph here of how many clicks my different hourly links are getting. I can see where they're clicking on them from, so 73% of people who are clicking on them are from the United Kingdom, 22% from the US. I can see here that I've got 61 direct clicks, so that means 61 people clicked on my link directly from the Twitter, from their own Twitter screen. I can see that one person clicked on it from a site called ncsu.edu and one person from sizamos.com. So I'm assuming that's people who have shared my link onto different sites and they've been clicked on from there. This is the bit that's very useful. It tells you the top 10 most popular links that you've put out there, so you can see which ones are working and which ones aren't. So I can see that a free ebook of mine, Do You Want to Attract More Clients with Social Media, actually got 8 clicks over that time period. That's quite useful to know because it means people are clicking, so I'm doing something right and I can use that same tweet again. So the hourly link summary is a really handy tool to see how many people are clicking on your clicking on your tweets and what's working and what's not. If you wanted to, you can always also download this summary as a PDF report to your computer to email to other people or to have a look at it when you're not within Hootsuite. The last thing I want to show you in the Hootsuite dashboard is how to actually set up a link so any new blog posts you put on your website are automatically scheduled to your Hootsuite dashboard. So again, if we hover over the sidebar, go down to settings and then go down to RSS. An RSS feed is a link that actually takes a blog feed from a website, and then you can look at all of the blog posts at a later date from somewhere else. So to add your RSS blog feed, click on the little add feed here. If I put in my blog address, klgsocialmedia.com/blog, make sure I'm sending it to the right social media site. I wanted to check this feed for new posts every 24 hours. You could make that 12 hours, 6 hours. I'm not likely to do more than one blog post in 24 hours, so we'll just leave it there. When new posts are found, send up to one post at a time. Again, you get other options, but as I'm not likely to do more than one post in 24 hours, I will leave it there. You can put text to go with each new message. So if I put new blog post, that will automatically be put at the beginning of the text that goes out as a tweet. So it would say new blog post, and for example the one I wrote recently, it would then say 2 creative ways to find ready-made Twitter lists, and it would have the link to go back to that blog post. And then I just click save feed, and I can see that that feed is saved within the Hootsuite dashboard. You don't just have to do that with your own blog. If there's a blog site or a website where they write lots of articles that would be useful to the people who are following you, so for me, it may be Social Media Examiner I would add to this, and then every time Social Media Examiner published a new blog post, it would automatically be posted into my Twitter feed so my followers could see that. So the RSS feed, adding those to Hootsuite is quite useful and will save you time. I hope you found this video tutorial useful, and I hope you can see how useful Hootsuite could actually be to managing your Twitter account and to your other social media accounts. If you do have any questions about Hootsuite or Twitter, please feel free to come over and tweet them to me at KLJ Social Media, and I'll be happy to talk to you.